framework for cooperation to foster bilateral relations, exchange knowledge, and promote mutual understanding between the two countries. This framework aims to enhance legislative collaboration, address common challenges, and explore opportunities for socio-economic development. The objectives are: A. Strengthen legislative ties. Facilitate regular exchanges and dialogue between Nigeria and Irish Republic legislative bodies to deepen understanding and cooperation on legislative matters. B. Promote socio-economic development. Identify areas of mutual interest for collaboration, particularly in economic development, trade, investment, and technology transfer. C. Enhance governance and rule of law. Share best practices, experience, and expertise to improve governance structures, promote transparency, and uphold the rule of law. V. To foster cultural exchange, promote cultural understanding, appreciation, and diversity through cultural exchanges, education programs, and people-to-people connections. Address common challenges, collaborate. Number E, address common challenges. Collaborate on addressing common challenges such as security threats, climate change, health, care, education, and infrastructure development. Key strategies include legislative exchange and dialogue. That means organize regular bilateral meetings, seminars, and conferences between parliamentary delegations from Nigeria and Ireland to discuss legislative issues, policy framework, and areas of cooperation. Establish joint committee or working groups to focus on specific topics such as legislation, trade, agriculture, and educational exchange. Organize cultural festivals, art exhibitions, and exchange programs to celebrate diversity, promote cultural heritage, and foster people-to-people connection. Facilitate student exchanges, scholarship, and academic partnership between universities and educational institutions in Nigeria and Ireland to promote cross-cultural learning and understanding. Joint initiative for development. Collaborate on development projects and initiatives in areas such as infrastructure development, healthcare, education, agriculture, and renewable energy. But also mobilize resources from international development agencies, multilateral institutions, and donor organizations to support sustainable development projects and address socioeconomic challenges. Implementation and monitoring. Establish a coordination mechanism comprising representatives from both countries to oversee the implementation of the friendship strategy of this friendship strategy framework. Develop an action plan with specific timeline, deliverables, and performance indicators to track progress and measure the impact of cooperation initiative. Conduct periodic review, evaluation, and assessment to identify challenges, lessons learned, opportunities for improvement in the implementation progress. Prayers. I request Your Excellency to use your good office to facilitate some academic scholarships for Nigerian students who wish to study in Ireland, and that such scholarships should pass through the Nigeria-Irish Parliamentary Friendship Committee. 2. That you kindly notify us in advance of any Irish national celebration like the popular St. Patrick's Day, which will soon be here, and special events such as the visit of top Irish government officials for support to Nigeria, so that we can be part of the program and also show support. We also desire that you facilitate a capacity building workshop for journalists and media institutions covering the activity of the National Assembly. This will promote professionalism and accurate reportage of the activities of the elected legislators and impact on their constituencies. In conclusion, this strategic framework for cooperation between Nigeria and Ireland's Legislative Friendship Committee represents a significant milestone in strengthening bilateral relations, promote mutual prosperity, and advancing shared goal of peace, stability, and sustainable development. By working together in a spirit of partnership and collaboration, both countries can harness their collective strengths and resources to address common challenges and seize opportunity for a brighter future. Thank you. Long live Nigeria, long live the Republic of Ireland. Thank you.
We achieved our independence in 1922. Nigeria achieved its independence 40 years later, and that occasion was so important for Ireland that the Prime Minister of Ireland came to Nigeria for that event. And at the time, Ireland had very, very few embassies in the world, Chairman, very few embassies in the whole world. We had an embassy in the United States, we had an embassy in India because of our historical connection, we had an embassy in Australia, and maybe London, Paris, maybe a handful of embassies in the whole world. And our Prime Minister was hosted in Lagos, in St. Gregory's College, Lagos, for a garden party. And on the official records of his arrival in Lagos, he was met by a very famous Irishman who was involved in St. Finbarr's School and St. Gregory's School. And as you know from watching the Super Eagles this week and the last few weeks, we were very proud of them because the Football Association of Nigeria was headed by an Irishman called Father Dennis Slattery, who was the president of the Nigerian Soccer Association. We share sometimes a difficult history. We share the commitment to standing on our own 2 feet for ourselves. We share a passion for education. We share a passion for our diaspora. Our diaspora mean everything for us. We have 10 times more Irish people outside Ireland than we have in Ireland as a result of our history. We also have, within 2 generations, we have a history of famine when 25% of our nation either died in Ireland through starvation or had to leave our country. So this has left us with I think, a very strong sense of some of the points you were talking about there, of trying to support and work with others, trying to find resolutions to difficult conflicts, and to stand with those people who need our help the most. Because it's not very long ago, in my grandfather's time, that our country went through what other countries go through. So if you want to understand why Irish people are a little bit obsessed with things like education, development, hunger prevention, that's one of the reasons. So we're very proud of our footprint in Nigeria. This place holds the remains of many of my compatriots who didn't want to go back to Ireland. It's 37. So it's amazing. So we know the importance of focusing on our young people, involving them, educating them, but also giving them opportunities and giving them the opportunity to build that capacity. So we're very highly committed to that. I would say also that our humanitarian role has been very active in Nigeria. I'll give you an example of it. So we have formal and informal. The formal are the government programs. So we support through the UN agencies, we support work in northeast, northwest Nigeria, and have been doing for a number of years. We've supported lots of schools and hospitals across this country since the 1960s. But even bigger than the government, and the one I like the most, is the support that comes informally. So the example I'll give you is an Irish sister came to visit me maybe in March or April 2023. And she lived in Nigeria for 40 years, 40 years. She's still maybe in her 70s. She came as a very young doctor. And she manages and funds 34 centres across Nigeria from Ireland. And that's all supported by the Irish people, informally. Health clinics, mainly health clinics, some refuges, some places for mothers and children to go if they need some respite after the mother's had a baby or if there's some issue at home. But these things are important, you know, and they're the same centres that these congregations ran in Ireland. So when people say, oh, that's very special, they do it in Nigeria, I say, they ran the same things in Ireland. So our journeys are very similar. We might just be on different parts of the road sometimes, but our journeys are very similar. And we were the poorest country in the European Union when we joined in 1973, and now technically perhaps in terms of GDP per capita, ourselves and Luxembourg are number 1. So we were the poorest, we were the lowest GDP per capita in 1973, and now we're equal to first. So that's a journey, a difficult journey, and that's not something for us to sit around and enjoy. That's for something for us to continue to build on and build our partnerships and to build those global connections. And at the heart of that, and I'll finish now because I could talk forever, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but at the heart of that is what we're about as a people. And what we're about as a people, and the reason why we wanted to be in. Nobody would have thought that Ireland could play a role in the Sustainable Development Goals as the co-chair for the Sustainable Development Goals negotiations. A little country. How did we do it? We didn't do it on our own. Everything we did together. And I think I see that every day in Nigeria, so I think it's such a good fit for us with Ireland, because that's how Nigeria works every day. So many people have to collaborate, cooperate, close an ear, open an ear, make life work. And that's one of the reasons why I love this country so much. And I know Wol Soyinka said, you know, the happiest people on earth. And I think the most resilient maybe. But it helps to be able to have a bit of a laugh and be able to get on together and like each other. And that's, I hope, something that we can do increasingly with each other over the future. We're at your disposal. We're very excited for this, and I can't tell you how grateful we are on behalf of Team Ireland here in Nigeria, how grateful we are for your initiative in this, and we look forward to making many successes for both of our peoples together. Thank you very much.